Welcome. In front of me is an Honor Magic V2, and today I will show you how you can go through the setup process of this phone. So when you boot it up for the very first time, you should be presented with the same screen that you can see on my device. And from here, select your desired language from the list right here, and then choose Get Started, then choose your region, and confirm or agree to the terms of use, which you can read by tapping on the details button right here and here. But at the end of the day, you do need to check the box right here before you can actually go to the next page. Now on the next page, we have the ability to insert our SIM card, that'd be our eSIM or just a normal physical SIM card. Now this is optional, so you don't have to do this. The reason it shows up right here is because that is one of the ways you can connect to your network. The second one would be the Wi-Fi connection page. Now, if you choose to skip both of those, then number one, you won't have the Google login page show out throughout the setup process, and also date and time probably won't be set correctly or automatically as well. Now, anyway, next page we have things like the Google services, which consist of location, scanning, and sending user and diagnostic data. If you don't want any of those, you can actually turn them off, as you can see, and swipe down and select accept to go to the next page, which I'm not really sure if we're not actually accepting what we have just disabled anyway, so that's it could be some scammy way for Google to deal with this, but whatever. Anyway, next we have data and privacy. You can read exactly what these are right here under details, but because this is Honor or Huawei, you could probably expect that there is no privacy whatsoever, and also Google, so yeah. Next, we have device protection. So we have a couple different ways we can protect our device. We have things like fingerprint, which is the one on the power button, face recognition with a camera, or just a physical way of unlocking the device using PIN pattern or password, which is what I will be using. Now, once you select one of those options, by default, it will always require you to select a physical way of unlocking the device, PIN pattern, or password, and default-wise, it sets a 6-digit PIN, but you can change the unlocking method right here to something a little bit more reasonable, like a pattern as an example. So you can draw the pattern, repeat it, and we're good to go. Now, when it comes down to fingerprint and face recognition, you will also need to select a screen lock, and the reason for that is if something would happen to your finger or your face, the device wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to unlock your device because of that. Therefore, that leaves you with a physical way of unlocking the device using something like a pattern. But I'll be skipping the fingerprint and face recognition. Next, we have enhanced services, so we can set those up or ignore them. You can read exactly what these are, but honestly, I'm just going to select no thanks. I don't really care. User experience improvement programs. Again, I don't care. You can also make sure that I'm not allowing anything. Location services. Keep software up to date. Just automatically tries to update your device. Now, counterintuitively, there is actually an option to not have this be a thing, but instead of selecting skip or disagree like you should have on the bottom right next to the button that allows you to enable it, it's hidden in the text as a blue thing, and then also gives you this this pop-up with just kind of counterintuitive labels. So enable, don't enable. Overnight software update makes it easier to get the latest features, security patch, and improvements. Don't enable. Next, we have navigation style for our device. It tries to opt for the gestures, which is what I like anyway. But stupidly, it wants us to learn them. They've been out for like half a decade by now, I think. So teaching me something that I have already used for quite a long time is just idiotic. So there we go. I'm just going to close it automatically, and I can go to the next page. Now, just like Samsung with their Fold devices, here we have the same thing with a grocery list of things to basically not do with the device. Like don't peel off the screen protector, because it's not really a screen protector, it's the screen. Other things is basically don't put anything between the phone, watch out, it has magnets. Also, very important one, it's not waterproof or dustproof, so unlike Samsung's, which are, so you might want to stay away from the aqua, otherwise your device just might break. So anyway, I'm gonna select finish. Now for the water damage and this kind of thing, benefit right here is that you actually have a pretty seamless fold right here, so I think I prefer that over the over the waterproofing, but personal preference. In any case, as you can see, this concludes the setup, and with that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.